whooping, a straight up ass whooping in line, and his dad was like, they done called the police and the news stations and everything, bro. I'm not making this up. It was hilarious.
Oh
Yes.
God, no man, I have not seen that, man. I
And
gotta
dude was
come
mad.
up,
He was
man,
like,
from the cubby hole sometime.
I can discipline. Right. I can discipline my own child. I don't need nobody to discipline my own. It's like, obviously not. If your child acting that bad, well, somebody feel like they got a whoop.
Oh my God! How bad is your child? Don't worry about it. I got this.
I know that was off subject, but I had to bring that up.
Oh my God!
I had to throw that in there.
That's bad, man. That's bad. I promise you, man. I don't understand though, man, how these parents do that sometimes with these kids. Though I'm not judging. They be like, I don't know what I'm gonna do with them. What you mean? What you don't know?
What you mean? Right.
And if kids hearing that, oh, she don't know, huh? So I'm a crafty little one. So and I'm not an advocate of just beating on no child, man. I'm not an advocate of that at all, man. So I don't really believe in all that because I think that comes down for slavery and stuff. I don't believe in all that beating. I believe in having a healthy respect level of the world. I don't have to put nothing on you. You know what I'm saying? For you to just do what I ask you to do from a respect level of the world, because if I'm feeding you and I'm taking care of you, buying these clothes for you, this, that, and the third, providing shelter or whatever, why it shouldn't be an issue. It shouldn't be a problem. And especially if a child is young, you know what I'm saying? It shouldn't be no issue. There shouldn't be no kickback when it comes to that. Right? Because I oftentimes, man, I feel like this too, though, man, like as parents, as providers, we're out here trying to get it and trying to provide and trying to do these things, right? And then maybe going to companies to where we feel like we're out of control, right? We don't have any control. We go to jobs that we really don't like, be around people that we really don't like, doing tasks that we really don't, that's really beneath our skill levels that we went to school for or college or whatever, right? And then you deal with all that, and then you come home and this little child that pisses in the bed still and boo-boos on himself and all this stuff, and you do all these things too, and you tell them to do one or two things and they can't do it. So now all that rage that you couldn't express at work amongst those people, because again, if you go off, you're fired, and we up against it financially, right? So can't do that, right? Can't do that. So now you just go off on this little child. Now you've been at work all day. This kid been at daycare or school all day long, but that quick, see what I'm saying? We got to speak to that mindset, right? That quick, you can go off when that child does one thing and y'all ain't even seen each other all day. So obviously the parent or the child ain't the problem. It's the other stuff that comes down and trickles down into those relationships to where your first reaction, bam, 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 fuss, holla, 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 because I got to release it some kind of way, right? Did I lose you?
Can you hear me?
No, I hear you now. I didn't hear you now. I'm like, oh, what happened? I did not hear him. I stopped talking.
I'm over here talking too.
Man, you what you on a yellow tooth? You say you was on a Bluetooth.
Yeah, I'm on my Bluetooth. I think
you must be on the yellow one. You on the yellow one. You on the yellow one. You on the yellow one.
I was saying, man.
What'd you say, man? I didn't hear you.
It was a lot of anger, self-anger, and frustration involved in a lot of that. Mm-hmm. Letting somebody be able to get you to that point, mm-hmm. to ruin your day and take it. I'm still working on that, but mm-hmm. I promise you, I've been able to catch myself mm-hmm. where I'm getting angry or I'm getting upset and or it's a frustrating situation.
Check that, man.
Like I catch myself. It'd be the littlest stuff. It's not even nothing big. It'd be the littlest stuff, and I'd be like, "You finna let this upset you?" Or you finna let these people at your job steal your joy, man? Yeah. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Come on. Like, it's for real. Like, are you gonna let them steal your joy? You gonna let this upset you? Really? Out of everything that you got that you could be upset about, out of everything you could be, this is not gonna happen. I'm not gonna let it do it. I take a couple of deep breaths, talk to myself for a little bit, and I bounce back. And that's how I try to deal with my anger when it comes to people frustrating me or I'm in a frustrating situation. I catch myself, I breathe, I tell myself, don't let it bother you. Don't let it get to you. Now, do it work every time? No. I've been literally, the last, I say about a good 6 months, I've been able to catch myself in certain situations where that's not even nothing to get angry about. That's not even nothing to get upset about. Why even waste your energy and time being mad or upset about something that you can't control anyway? It's out of my control, but I'm upset about it. So here go the rest of my day just all dedicated to being frustrated.
About something.
About what? Nothing about.
You said you
something
just said you can't
minute.
control it. There's nothing you can
I
do
can't
about
control
it. So that is this. Now, when we talk these things out, you see how these things work, man. You know, think about a radio as podcast therapy, disorderly conduct. You know, it is more than just a name, disorderly. We will organize and be orderly in some of the things that we say to organize your mind, right? We're talking about some real life things that's going on here and some transparent things that we really deal with. Now, the psychology behind that is, okay, why are you spending any time? You just said you can't control it, you can't fix it, you can't do nothing about it, but yet you still spend time and energy and effort on these things, and even sometimes money, right? So then we got to speak again. What makes us want to do that? Is it low self-esteem? Is it high self-esteem? Is it pride? Is it anger? Is it guilt? What emotion are that's driving us to do whatever we do, right? Dealing with whatever we deal with, whether it's anger, frustration, or confusion, or whatever. Something's driving that. It may not be spoken out loud, but then by action, you showing that something is driving that, right? You know, to say, I want to spend time on this thing that I know I can't do nothing about, but I'm going to hold it as tight as I can. I'm just going to be frustrated till I pop. What the heck? And it's 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock. Oh, Lord, it's traffic. I got to deal with these folk at work. Then I got to deal with this traffic. Then I got to go pick these kids up. Then I got to do this and I deal with
exactly.
And I busy going on son tonight and I got to deal with this old fucking.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? No, all day. Then the dude, I got to deal with this and I got to do with that. And just all day, right? So you just wound up like a ball rather than wake up and say, I get the opportunity to experience another day. What will it bring? What will it bring? But if I'm still bringing the same old stuff into the day, then guess what? Yeah, I'm going to get the same results.
You're going to get the same old stuff. Why is that so hard for people to understand? Like, why is it so hard for people to, I guess, it took me a minute, for me to just, wake up. But why is it so hard for people to understand, like, if you do the same thing every day, you're going to get the same result. But we complain about the same thing, but we won't do nothing different. We won't change it up. We won't switch it up. But we complain.
Because there's a fear in the unknown. You ever heard of the thing, deal with the hell that I know rather than the heaven that I don't know? A lot of times there's so much fear in the unknown rather than I know this known right here is crushing me and it's taking everything out of me that shouldn't be taken out of me. But because it's familiar, same way people stay in abusive relationships, they're familiar. Everybody else around is saying, I can't understand why you're doing that. But because it's familiar, right? It's familiar relationship. They stay there. And that's unfortunate, but that's what happens a lot of times, man. You know, we be familiar. Just like, unfortunately, this phone beeping. I got it on Do Not Disturb. I promise y'all I do. I'm calling Verizon. I'm going to get my $25 credit today. I'm like, you would not disturb another show.
Right.
But no, I'm saying, though, so we have this infatuation. The same thing I said about last night, man. We talked about it on the show, man. I know we're talking about getting over the hump and stuff like that and what it means to be liked and all that. But, you know, you're a young man, listen to music and stuff like that. I was talking about on the show last night, man, about if I guess the affection, I guess the embracing of negativity and stuff like that. What's your take on the N-word, man, like in music and stuff like that? How the rap artists pretty much, most of them that look like us, use that word in the lyrics and most of their songs. What's your take on that as a young man that listens to music?
My take on it is I feel like I can see both sides. I can see where it can affect a young person's mind that's growing up who really doesn't understand the term and where it came from, who created it, and the background and the history from it. I can also see the side where we have, I guess, remixed the term in a way to make it popular or popping. And cool, I guess, with NWA and when they came out back then, you know, making it not a term that's looked upon as what is it? What's the word I'm looking for? Looked upon as
derogatory,
bad or whatever. Right, derogatory. There you go. Looked upon as derogatory, and I love rap music. It's hard for me. I love rap music because I grew up in it. Do I love the music that I'm hearing today? No, I do not. It's a lot of drugs, my mama and me popping pills together, you know, all that crazy. That's not what I think the intentions when it came to rap music at first is what it is. But I feel like we are putting out an image too that it's okay. like this is the lifestyle that it's okay. And I try to promote more positive music, more positive guys that speak a more positive message, and not necessarily all they talk about is guns and drugs and money and all that, because that's not rap to me. That's not real life. Mm-hmm. And the N-word, it's something I struggle with daily, really. Mm-hmm. It's like, being 100, I still use it. Don't say I don't. Mm-hmm. I don't know, Shelton. It's tough. Like I said, I see both sides. That's my thing. Like, I see both sides, and it's hard for me to pick one because I love rap music still, even with all this mumble crap that they're putting out nowadays.
Right.
But I can see where you're saying, like, where it's affecting the youth. And that's the most important, because that's really all they see and all they listen to is the stuff we put out here on Facebook every day and the music that's in their ears every day. What's your take, my brother?
Right in there is, man. That was a great explanation, my brother, man. Again, you guys. I tried.
We
don't mean to try to veer off on the show or nothing like that, but we all talking about getting over the hump, and we talking about mental humps also. So therefore, we can definitely want to tackle these type of subjects as well. Therefore, man, just to try to educate, man, entertain, if you will, right? My take on it, man, is that I said it last night too, man, is that I grew up on hip hop, man. Like I said, I'm 45 years old, bro. I'll be 46 in May, man. So I grew up on hip hop, man. So I like rap music just like the next cat, But my thing about it, as I've grown older and evolved and seen different things, and how I don't particularly like that word being used that much in music anymore, because I listen to other music and different type of music and stuff like that. You don't hear those people speaking like other races, like the white races or whatever, or country music or rock music or R&B. You don't really hear them speaking in those terms about each other in their songs. They talk about love, they talk about peace, they talk about cows, horses, whatever they talk about, right? Well, life in general. They don't have to say, well, I'm going to say this and then I'm going to say this about this next person. I'm going to use this particular word. They don't spew that on a regular basis. You feel what I'm saying? Now, whatever they think about each other, off the record or whatever, I guess that is what it is. But you don't hear so much of that negativity being spewed on a regular basis just with some nice little catchy beats, because now kids steady hearing that. So if all I hear is N-word, then 9 out of 10 times all I'm going to see is what? N-words. I'm not going to see another brother. I'm not going to see another sister. I'm not going to see another queen. I'm going to see another B, another H, or whatever. And I have people that agree with me and disagree with me on my thoughts on that. And I'm not saying I have hate for that. Music, use your talent or whatever. I'm just simply saying there's so many other words that we could have held on to. And that is one that has so much hate attached to it. And I feel what you said, that we took it something that's derogatory and kind of made it our own. But can you make hate love, and can you make love hate just because we put some music behind it and stuff like that? I ain't dissing the rap music and dissing the people that listen to it, none of that. Right. So you feel what I'm saying? I'm just simply saying that I would just rather that word be replaced with something else, because then if we start setting the narrative, we talking about the like with the Black Panther movement and the love and the strength and the Wakanda and all that good things like that, and everybody together. Okay, let's be together on saying, let's stop saying that, because if we stop saying it, then maybe we'll stop seeing it. And then if we stop seeing it, then maybe we start respecting it a different way. And then once we start respecting one another a different way, maybe we start seeing the results that we see, and we don't have to worry about asking anybody for anything, because we're willing to do it ourselves, because we don't see another N-word or another B. We see another brother, another sister, another leader. You dig what I'm saying? So we all out here trying to get it together. Again, that may be like a big utopia type world or whatever, but I know it's possible with those that are willing. I know it ain't going to be everybody, but with those that are willing, that is possible. And that's what I would ask for those in the music industry, to change that narrative, because there's a reason why that kind of stuff is steady being pushed out.
You gave me a different perspective on it, my brother.
Yeah, man. And I wasn't trying, like I said, I wasn't trying to flip your, make you feel a certain
way. No,
whatever,
you're not even flipping me over. You just flip my, man. I'm open to listening to other people and their opinion about when it comes to different issues, and being able to let's have a discussion. It's okay. It's nothing bad gonna come from behind it. Discussion. Right. It's just a discussion. So this is good to hear your side and your opinion, man. You said some great stuff I didn't even think about.
Yeah, man. And that's all, but because they don't know the history, like we talked about last night, though, because they don't know the history and stuff like that that's attached to it. So that's what I want to have, like, be able to get in front of more people, and probably have more shows on that. to really bring it to the